Another wave of Galaxy S26 Ultra leaks has just hit the internet, and if even half of them are true, we're looking at the most groundbreaking Samsung phone in years. From a redesigned camera system to a major chip strategy shakeup, and even a dramatic change to the beloved S Pen, Galaxy S26 Ultra could finally be the all-in-one powerhouse fans have been waiting for. But before you think this is just another spec bump, let's take a deeper dive into what might be the most important flagship phone since the Galaxy S10. Trust me, you'll want to stick around till the end of this video because what's coming might completely shift your expectations for 2026 smartphones. Let's start with one of the boldest moves Samsung seems to be making, the return of the Exynos chip. Yes, it's back. Despite years of criticism over performance gaps, heating issues, and battery inefficiency, the Exynos 2600 appears to be Samsung's comeback attempt. Rumors suggest Samsung is reviving its dual-chip strategy, Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 or Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2, for the US, Canada, and China, while the rest of the world gets Exynos. But unlike previous generations, this time Samsung is reportedly going all in on quality control. Built on a new 2-in process, the Exynos 2600 is set to offer vastly improved thermal management and power efficiency. If Samsung pulls this off, it could finally silence critics and bring balance to the Galaxy universe. But the big question remains, can it match Qualcomm's upcoming beast? What's even more interesting is that Samsung might ditch the Exynos branding altogether, possibly launching a new name for this chip to break free from the baggage of the past. Internal benchmarks haven't leaked yet, but if the early whispers are accurate, Samsung could finally have a homegrown processor that doesn't just compete, but actually leads. This chip, combined with Samsung's in-house GPU and AI enhancements, could make the S26 lineup the smartest Galaxy yet. AI will reportedly play a major role, with One UI 8.0 expected to launch directly alongside the S26 series, skipping the usual 7.1 update entirely, another signal that Samsung is shifting its strategy for the future. Now let's talk design. Samsung seems ready to break its 4-year visual rut. The S26 Ultra could be getting a sleek new look, including thinner bezels and the slimmest punch-hole camera yet. While an under-display camera was rumored, new reports suggest it's not quite ready for prime time. Instead, Samsung is focusing on refining the visual experience with ultra-narrow bezels and a more immersive display. On the rear, things could change drastically. Samsung might be removing one of the existing camera lenses, leading to a cleaner and more modern camera module design. But that's not just for aesthetics, it's to make room for a monster upgrade, a dual 200MP camera system. Yes, you heard that right. The Galaxy S26 Ultra could be the first smartphone in history to feature two 200-megapixel sensors, one for the main camera and the other for 4x optical zoom. This could revolutionize periscope zoom photography, offering clearer, more detailed shots across multiple distances. Combine that with a potential return of variable aperture, and Samsung might finally be giving users true DSLR-like control over their shots, something that mobile photographers have been craving for years. But here's where things get really wild: the battery. After years of sticking to the same 5,000 mAh capacity, Samsung might finally be breaking the cycle. The S26 Ultra is rumored to ditch the internal S Pen silo, freeing up internal space to pack in a larger 5,500 mAh or even a 7,000 mAh battery, thanks to advanced silicon carbon battery technology. That's a serious leap and could make the S26 Ultra a battery king in 2026. Think about it, a Galaxy phone that actually lasts all day and then some, even with heavy use, high refresh rates, and AI running in the background. That's the future we've been waiting for. Now you might be wondering what happens to the S Pen if Samsung removes the silo. The answer might be magnetic. Literally, rumors suggest the S Pen could attach magnetically to the side of the phone, similar to how the Apple Pencil charges on the iPad Pro. Not only does this solve the space issue, but it could also bring more flexibility and durability to the S Pen experience. It might even allow Samsung to release different variants of the S Pen, some with enhanced Bluetooth capabilities, others designed for creatives or business users. All these changes point toward one thing: Samsung is finally taking risks again. For years, fans have criticized the company for playing it too safe, but the S26 Ultra might mark the beginning of a new era. From the AI-first software approach with One UI 8.0 to a completely reworked internal layout, a possible dual-chip strategy overhaul, and camera hardware we've never seen before, Samsung seems ready to lead the conversation again in the smartphone world. And let's not forget the competition. Apple's iPhone 17 series is expected to debut around the same time, featuring a major design shift and possibly a periscope zoom for the first time. Google's Pixel X series, meanwhile, will likely come packed with AI features and the new Tensor G5 chip. But unless it surprises with major performance gains, Samsung might still have the edge when it comes to raw power and hardware refinement. The Chinese competition, with brands like Xiaomi and Honor pushing the limits of innovation, might also introduce phones with 8,000 mAh batteries or camera tricks of their own. But Samsung's ecosystem and software maturity still give it a unique edge in the global market. So where does that leave us? With more questions than answers, but that's exactly what makes this so exciting. Will Samsung finally deliver a truly future-proof phone? Can the new Exynos chip truly compete with Qualcomm? Will the camera setup live up to the hype, and will the S Pen's new home improve usability or make it harder to carry around? These are the details we'll keep following closely, and with leaks coming in almost daily, there's never been a better time to stay tuned. So, if you want to be the first to know about every new development, from battery breakthroughs to camera innovations and everything in between, make sure you stick around. We'll continue breaking down each new leak, testing new features once they're available, and diving deep into what makes the Galaxy S26 series different from anything Samsung has ever done before. The countdown to January 2026 has already begun, and if what we're hearing is true, it could mark the start of Samsung's next great chapter. So keep watching and let us know in the comments what feature you're most excited about. Would you buy a Galaxy S26 Ultra with a 7,000 mAh battery and dual 200MP cameras? Or is the return of Exynos still a deal breaker for you?